So Rick, I just wanted to show you real quick. Look at this shit. Looks like these ones are 100% okay. No, they're not loose. Nothing's broken. I think that that push rod that on number 1 that broke, that bent, I think it might not have been seated correctly because these ones look like they're fine. So I think our measurements might have been okay. I might just be, well, I'm not even gonna say it because you're gonna say it. I'm just an idiot. So I don't know, man, but either way, I'm gonna get this out and put the new heads on, and then we're gonna go from there. Like these guys are all straight too. None of these guys are bent. They're all 100% straight. So I guess I just didn't have that seated properly, and I just screwed myself on that deal. But I'm gonna get the Eagle heads on here, and I'll get another push rod order, and I'll go back to the 6-1 idea later. Just wanted to show you that real quick.
510,000 total preload.
That's a lot.
And then we had 75,000 preload, which tells me maybe the lifters that we used, even though they're OEM, maybe are these new OEM?
New-ish.
But I'm saying new.
They're newer. They don't have more than 5,000
What
miles
I'm saying
on
is maybe those are like a 2015 because maybe the parts manufacturer has changed.
A lot of things could be different.
Because those are from like a 15 or a 16 that I used, and maybe that's what it is.
I don't know, but
maybe that could honestly literally be the issue.
The issue is, what's up, guys? 3-Pedal J at AFI with my big bro, little bro Mac. As you can see, my very expensive, very nice push rods are bent. When I first started this thing up, I didn't like how much valve train noise it was making. It was just loud. And
we've been talking about how loud.
We were talking about how loud it was, and as you can see, the number 1 valve here, tip, is kind of worn down, so I got to replace it. It's not horrible, but it's just not acceptable. So what I have to do, unfortunately, is pull the heads. I'm gonna have to put my Eagle heads back in and put stock push rods in it and get it back down here. I don't even know. I want to take out one of the plugs to check it out. I don't think there was any issue with the pistons, but I don't know. Hopefully. Yeah, we're gonna take the spark plug out and have a look at that. Yeah. So I might not be able to run my, well, no, there's no might. I can't run my 6-1 heads on this motor, so I'm gonna have to go to the Eagle heads that we have and fix things. Kind of frustrated, but the good news is we caught it with plenty of time before sick week, so we're gonna get after it. I'll show you guys more to come. I was down here to try to get tuned, and
this is what I was on Dave's ass for you too.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. So we gotta get, well, that's why I wanted to get here early so that I didn't run into any issues.
Oh, you're knocking my shit around, boy.
I'm sorry.
This is what I was trying to show you here is I was wanting to make sure that had a decent amount of clearance. It looks like it's all right. So
okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like it's sitting. So
it's close.
They just needed a little more preload. I think we might have had a variation with the lifters.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna come back to this combination because I think it's gonna be.
But we just need to check it when it's all together.
Yeah.
We just need to do it correctly. Here, you hold the camera.
All right. So I'm gonna pause you guys, and then we're gonna get after it.
We need to pause it. Let's just do this real time. That's why I said you hold the camera. That one was loose already. Did you loosen those already?
No.
They were loose. Because this is the weak battery. Let me see something. Jay.
Dude, I kid you not. I tightened everything. Oh, I guess I didn't.
Look.
Why did I just get stuck like that?
I'm tightening it.
Oh, okay.
This is I put the weak battery.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
Yeah, so I bet those are all loose too. And
let's take one of these off and see. I don't think so, buddy. We got to get this one out. Let's get this one out and have a look at it. Oh, to grab it. Okay, I see. I think you just tightened it up though.
All right, well that's good.
So there's not.
No damage.
There's no damage to this, so that's fucking
No, that's
great.
a really good sign.
So that's a good sign that my pistons are good.
The valve itself looks good. It's not.
You think that looks good?
It's not smacked down.
Oh no. Okay, I see what you're saying.
The tip doesn't look horrible.
You don't think that looks horrible?
No.
I guess I'm just picky then.
No, you're really not, because you didn't even tighten up your spark plugs fully. What I'm saying is,
Oh, shut the hell up.
it's not perfect. But what I'm saying is, considering the fact.
Yeah. We don't want cam to be damaged. We don't want pistons to be damaged.
This one is. Piston is glorious. You're good.
Fantastic. All right, so head swaps can be done tomorrow.
So you already had the plugs loose for removal, just so you know.
Fucking
It's
idiot.
on camera. We'll see if you post
It is.
it.
Oh, you know I'm gonna post it. I post everything. So fellas, take note when you're measuring for custom push rods. Measure with the right parts. Don't
Use all your parts.
Yeah, use all your parts, not some of them. And
Yeah, they
that's
don't
all-
even have enough
100%
preload.
on me.
So I used some lifters we had here, some OEMs. And we measured them to zero lash. Like we lashed them out zero.
Yeah, we lashed them out
I
zero.
turned the cam and made sure it was zero, like we were on the base circle. Those, I feel like it's another 10, 15 thousandths until zero. Unless those are really weak push rods, but I mean lifters. I feel like there's a good amount before there's even preload on it. It's supposed to have.
So his lifters are different?
No, they're supposed to be OEM.
No,
but
they're
I'm wondering
OEM
if they
manual
changed
lifters.
something.
Okay.
Hopefully he did that on the back or in the street.
So yeah, so I gotta get this off.
Now that he knows it's safe, he's probably gonna be. That's what my dad was.
Yeah.
By the way.
So we're gonna get this straight, but
No, he's taking it home to do all the work.
So how?
If I
more to come. What's up, YouTube? 3 Pedal J, and I'm in the garage, but this time I'm in the wife's garage. As you can see, here's my wife's Durango. Frankenstein's in his actual home. And if you guys have been following me or following along on my journey for preparation for Sick Week, you guys know that a while back I went with my son to get a charger, a 2015 Dodge Charger that had transmission issues. So I have that deal apart in my shop, and the video that precedes this is probably out, and you guys probably seen how much crap I've gone through with that. So we're just waiting on seals to get back for that so that we can finish that job. But I have 2 weekends minus this weekend to get Frankie ready for Sick Week. So with that being said, we're going to attack fixing Frankie. So what's the problem? Well, here's the problem. Hopefully you guys can see this. This is a Manton push rod, and it is supposed to be super strong and whatnot, and I measured, and you can see it's literally missing the end, and it's bent pretty good. Yeah, so that's on the #1 cylinder. And when I was driving this deal on the test drive, I noticed that it was really rich at times and then really super lean. So the computer was just going through a lot. I went back and looked at the logs, and it was just all over the place. It just didn't seem like it was acting right. And then it was always, the valve train was always loud. I didn't like it. So we went down to EFI Specialties because we were supposed to get tuned. And then I talked with Mac, and we decided to pull the valve cover, which I should have done. I was going to do that anyway, but I should have done it before I went down there. And that's when we found that the rocker or the push rod was just done. The rocker wasn't even doing its job, so the #1 cylinder was dead. I suspect that one of the cylinders on the passenger side is also going to have the same problem. So, and then if you look at these spark plugs from the #1 coil, which the coil was fine. They're super rich. Like it's black, and these were brand new. These were brand new when I put them in. So with that all being said, we're going to go ahead and take the top end of Frankie apart. We're gonna take, I'm dropping stuff, Jesus Louise. We're gonna end up taking off the intake, swapping the 6-1 heads out and putting 5-7 heads on it, and then I have push rods for 5-7s. So 5.7/6.4 VVT motor push rods. So I've got that, and then we'll put them back together with the eagle heads and proceed to get ready for sick week. We'll still get them retuned because the cam that's in here is different after we check the lobes on it and the lifters. So basically we're gonna do a complete top end tear down on Frankenstein and try to get them ready for sick week, and then this weekend hopefully, so that we can get them to EFI for tuning and we can be good. We'll take a on a test drive once we get everything set. So stay tuned, and I'll get back with you. All right, guys, so I'm about to get started here, and what you can see is I have a box that I just got that came in from Amazon. My wife ordered something. I don't know what it was that she ordered, but she ordered something, and I just kind of lined it with paper towels because that's going to hold my head studs and the washers and everything that I need to make this still happen. So as you can see, Frankenstein has a Holley sniper intake, and then I've got a custom charge tube, which is nice. So with this, to take this off, it's super easy. It's the Motion Erase Works, so you just hit the button, pull it, and then you see how that comes loose. And now the only thing I have left to do is slide this out of the collar, and it's loose. So we'll do that here in a second, but then I gotta loosen up the fuel rails, the feed and the return, and then the catch can, and then that way I can kind of get after the valve covers, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned as we get more done on Frankenstein. Oh, and then with Frankenstein too, I have the ARP bolts here. So these are 12-point bolt from ARP, and they're 8mm. So I have that set up on my tool here, and that'll come right off. Once I loosen up the valve or the rails, it'll come right off. So I'm gonna get after that here, and then I'll check back in with you guys. All right, guys, as you can see, it's just a little O-ring fitting that's welded onto 4-inch aluminum, and we kind of shaped it to do what we need it to do. And then we welded in a bung for the screw-in IAT sensor. So that's all it takes to get this deal done. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect the fuel supply and drain and the catch cans, and then we'll be ready to zip off the intake, and I'll be done. So I'm gonna put this in the back for storage, and we're gonna go from there. All right, guys, as you can see, hopefully you can see, I have loosened up everything to get the intake off. I've actually moved the intake part of the way out because I need to get it out to get the map sensor in the back off, and the I don't know what this plug is for, but this is a plug for the vacuum port that goes to the brake booster. So I had to get that one off too. So intake is off, man. And we're gonna go ahead and put this in the back along with the gaskets. We'll clean the gaskets up because these are reusable gaskets. You don't really need these with the Holley sniper, but I use them just because I wanna make sure that everything seals properly. So with that being said, got that off. Next, we're gonna get the valve covers. Oh, and then I also disconnected the vent tubes. So the crankcase ventilation to the catch can. So we're gonna continue to press on and get as much of this deal done as we can. Also, the SERP belt is off. If you look, if you can see there, he had the light showing. So I got the serpentine belt off. So the driver's side head can definitely come off once I take the valve cover off and loosen up the rockers and obviously disconnect the bolts. So we may get to that tonight. I don't know. See how motivated I feel. It's pretty late. It's already 10 after 10. So I'm gonna try to see what I can do. Oh no, I can't get it done because I gotta get underneath the car, get it in the air, and get the turbos off and all of that crap. I forgot about that. But we'll get close though. Some more to come, guys. What's up, guys? I'm back and it's late again. For some reason I like working at night. I don't know why. I should have done this like 10 hours ago, but here we are. So I got the car, I got Frankenstein up in the air, sorta. Supported on each side by jack stands, as you can see. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pull the turbos off so that I can take off the heads. I've gotten the valve covers off, I've gotten the rockers off. Not even sure if this is showing up or not, but valve cover and rockers are off. Driver side is much easier to deal with than the passenger side, because the passenger side links to this wiring harness here. This wiring harness connects to the alternator and down to the the oil pressure sensors and what have you. And it's just a pain if you're not trying to take the whole car apart, which I'm not trying to do. So we're gonna crawl underneath the car. I keep saying truck. Obviously, you guys know I have trucks. We're gonna crawl underneath the car and we're gonna go ahead and do our best to take off the turbos on both sides without having to take apart the entire exhaust. That's gonna be a pain, but hopefully we can make it happen. So more to come, guys. All right, guys, and through the miracle of YouTube and editing, you see that I have both the turbos off. So now we have access to go ahead and loosen up all of the remaining bolts for the heads, get all that situated, and pull the heads. So now we're getting somewhere. More to come. I don't know if this is going to show up on the camera or not, but if you can look, do you see that this port is completely filled with fuel? And I know that's because the valve wasn't working and what have you, so that's crazy. All the other ones have a little bit in there, but this one has a ton of fuel. Mind you, I did disconnect the fuel, the injector, and we pulled the spark plug so that it wasn't gonna wash down, but that's crazy work how much fuel pulled up in there. So that just goes to show you, man, you got to make sure your car is operating correctly, because you can cause all kinds of other problems. This could have hydrolocked my block. So I'm glad we figured this out and we're taking care of it now. All right, guys, so I wanted to show you something real quick. So everything, let me get this out of the way. So right here, number one is missing the push rod because that's the bent one. I don't know where I put it, but it's over here somewhere. That's the bent one from right here. It's that bent one. But then this is tight. I'm gonna show you guys how tight all of this is. So, but look at this one right here. Look how that moves around. I'm gonna show you guys just how tight that is here in a second. And even this one moves a little bit. I'm gonna get the top ones off real quick and I'll show you. Like, this is not, this is tight. I'm not gonna be able to get back there. But yeah, so it's a bit of a pain, but I'm very frustrated with how this came out, because we measured pretty good. It was me and Mac built, and he's done this plenty of times. This is my first time measuring for custom push rods, but anyway, made a mistake with math, so we'll get it sorted. I'm gonna get these rockers off, and then we're gonna go from there. More to come. Bye. Hey guys, so that's what they're supposed to look like. Let's slide them back up here again, because you'll see if it's bent or not by the way it wobbles. They roll smooth. So I don't understand how that happened. Maybe it just wasn't seated properly. I don't know, because it doesn't seem like it should have bent like that, but it is what it is at this point. I can't complain about spilled milk. I gotta just deal with the situation. We're gonna get the rest of these off and go from there. More to come. So here we are, guys. Got all the push rods out. Of course I'm gonna freaking drop things. Got all the push rods out, and outside of this one that was a number one, they all look like they're pretty good. They all look like they're going straight. That one on the driver's side also seemed like it didn't have enough preload. It seemed like it was a little loose, but in all actuality, I don't know what's going on, man, because like on the passenger side, it was 100% tight. Everything was good. I got a video of that, and you guys are probably seeing that. So we got to figure some stuff out, because if I only got to fix this one, after I get back from sick week, I'll order that one, and then maybe I'll order a couple spares just in case, and revisit this 6.1. I really want to make this combination work. I know it can work. I just gotta figure it out. So yeah, we're getting there, but so far so good. This side doesn't look like there's anything wrong at all. Everything, this side is super clean compared to this side. This side is, you know, the oil was a little milky, but that's E85 life. So and then of course we had the fuel in cylinder number 1, which we'll deal with that as well. But so far so good. Everything looks like it's okay. Once I get the heads off, I'm going to check the lifters, and then we're going to go from there and try to swap these things out and try to get this thing back together. Hopefully this weekend I'll have this thing back together and running, and then we'll be ready for tuning, and hopefully nothing else catastrophic happens before sick week. But all right, so you guys can probably see that I'm in my main garage where all the magic actually happens for me in my life. And I'm grabbing my supplies, my gloves, so I don't jack this up. And I have here my eagle heads that I'm going to put on Frankenstein. And what you'll notice is these are already shimmed, and they already have Mopar Performance valve springs on them. But I'm going to swap them out to these PSI 1515 springs. These Mopar springs may very well be fine for the cam that I have, but I plan to shift this thing at like 72 to 73 or 100 RPMs. So I trust the PSI springs more. And as you can see here, I got my trusty Hemi valve train tool. This makes doing this job an absolute breeze. It's a 14 to screw it down and 13s to hit there. So what you do is you hit your impact to get it on the tighten in there. I mean, I'm gonna just do this hand tight for right now because it's faster than using. And then literally push it down like so, and that should be enough. That's enough. So I'm gonna grab my magnet just so that I don't lose the keepers, because obviously I have more keepers, but who wants to lose keepers? Nobody wants to lose keepers. Trust me, you don't want to lose keepers. So got my magnet. Here's my little junk drawer where all my little miscellaneous tools are. We'll get after it here in a second. Get the keepers off, and then we'll swap them one at a time. So I'm just going to show you guys one because it's the same for every one. So now you guys seen I took the keeper out. You guys have probably seen this before on my channel, but for anybody who's new to the channel who hasn't seen it, it's really this simple. And what's nice about this is I don't even have to change the shim. It's the correct shim to begin with. So I'm just going to open that up. Take the valve retainer. Take the PSI spring, set it on there. The valve retainer. And swap them. You can see the difference in the color between the PSI springs and the Mopar springs. The Mopar springs are black. I have the part number for the Mopar spring. I can put that in the description. But that's pretty much it. And then it's the reverse now. I'm just kind of slide it back down where it needs to be. And then put the keepers on, same way that we just did. And we're good. You want to center this, make sure that's centered so that everything is nice and easy when you go to put it on. Make sure you got it going the right way. So we're doing this one hand, and we got to kind of keep this deal centered, but we'll see. So I literally it's just the opposite. Get it down low enough so that you can grab the keepers, set them in there. So I'll take one keeper here, put it in. And these are triple grooved keepers. These are stock keepers. You can see, hopefully you guys can see that. It's a triple groove. So we just kind of slide it on there like so. Get them in the spot. And then slide the other one on. And it's really that simple. But, you know, if you don't have the right tools and you've never done it before, it can be intimidating. So I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to put valve springs in these Hemi heads if you got the right tools. Obviously, I'm on the bench. What's nice about this tool is you can actually use it inside the vehicle. I don't do it that way, but it's possible. So now what I do is the spring is in there, and I'll just let it ease on up like that. Oh, didn't get it right. One of them wasn't in good enough. So that's cool. Ooh, almost lost a keeper. This is real time. This is live. I got you guys all over the place. You guys are probably like, this guy sucks at you. They need to be correct. So let's get this keeper in here properly. There it is. Now I know it's... Oh, no. That's why we get our magnet. One hand, guys, one hand. It's a little difficult with one hand. All right, there we go. Now I know for a fact that it's going to be good. Look at that, nice and easy. Now the keeper's coming up. One's done. Just got to do it 15 more times for all the other ones. So this is the passenger head. And I'm going to get this guy done first. And then what I'll do is I'll swap that out. I'll do both of the heads. Here's the driver's head right here. Here's another set of Apache heads for 6.4s. But yeah, I'll do the passenger head. I'll do the driver's head. Then I'll pull the passenger head on the car, swap this guy out, and then so on and so forth. I'm doing the passenger side first because it's more challenging. So I like to do the hard work first and then have it easier for me later on. So there's that. More to come, guys. All right, guys, and after a little bit of work, as you can see, we got all the PSI 1515 springs loaded into this Apache head. I'm going to clean this up, and then it'll be ready to go into the car. So yeah, things are moving along. I'm pretty happy. More to come. All right, guys, so I got the driver's side head off of Frankenstein, the 6.1 head, and you can see here where the number 1 is, and this is where the push rod broke. It was coming up through the push rod hole here, and it wasn't seated, I guess, in the rocker, which would be here, and it was just hitting that guy, and it ended up bending and breaking. So you can see that's where the damage was done. There was a little bit, there's one right there, a little bit of aluminum, yeah, it's still right there, that I found in that left corner right there, but that was it. The rest of this steel looks pretty good. And then you turn it on to the combustion side, and this is off the car. I did spray down some of the E85. You can see that there's still a little bit of milky E85 there, but this thing looks really good. Look at these plugs. They're not bad at all. So I mean, this thing was running okay. It didn't run very long. You can see there's not even a fire ring. You guys probably saw the video that I posted of me cruising it, and that was it. That's the only runtime that I had on it, other than a little bit of idling. So thankfully, it looks like we did a good job of saving the motor. And I'll show you the pistons too. There's 0 piston to valve interference. I cleaned that up just now, a second ago too. So I'll go up to the car and show you that. So this guy is gonna go in the box. I'll re-measure and deal with this. I'll put it on the block that I have for my kit or something, and we'll measure push rod length for that. But we're gonna put this guy, the Eagle head, on here. And if you look, let me turn this the other way so that you can see it's the same deal. Well, Oh, I see what's going on. It's upside down. Let me flip it real quick, and then I'll show you guys. Well, I'll just flip this one, and then we can do a apples to apples comparison, because I don't know how many of you guys actually can tell the difference, but give me a second. Let me put you guys down. Edit this out. All right, so there we go. So if you look at the exhaust valve on the 6.4 or the 6.1 head, it's a 1.65 versus a 1.50. So it's actually much bigger. And then the intake valve is a 2.08 versus a 2.05. It doesn't look like much of a difference, but when you're trying to spool turbos, that all the air you can get makes all the difference. So I need to probably port this. Well, these ones on the exhaust side are fine. I probably need to port this deal a little bit, but that's actually not too shabby on the 5.7. The way it goes in, it doesn't really have that bad of a turn, as opposed to like the 6.1 has a huge turn right there. So if we ported that, actually the 5.7, you go ahead, looks a lot better. It doesn't protrude as much. So you can see the differences between the 6.1 head with the protrusion there, and the 5.7 head doesn't really have that, so that they redesigned that. So that's pretty cool. If we were just to take a little bit of this down, and there's improvements to be had on all of this, but in any event, we're just gonna throw the Eagle heads back on and rock with it, because I don't have time. Sick week is around the corner, and we are going no matter what. Hey guys, 3 Pedal J here, and I am wrapping this video up. There's a whole lot more content in the way of coming down the pipe for why we didn't make sick week, and what we're gonna do after post sick week. So I wanted to get this content edited and out to you guys, because I haven't posted anything, and by now you guys know sick week is over, and you probably know, if you're following my channel, that I didn't make it. I said I was gonna make it no matter what, which is laughable. I'm editing this video, and I'm cringing listening to my confidence. Life has a way of humbling all of us, and this thrash for sick week definitely was humbling for me. But I am down, not out. We will return with Frankenstein in triumphant fashion, and there's just more to come. So if you're watching my content, I truly appreciate you. I value you, and it means the world to me. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all the things that the algorithm looks for, but more importantly, just give me some words of encouragement, because 2025 is starting off with a lot of roadblocks. You'll see the content that I'm about to be posting. There's a lot of roadblocks that I have to deal with, but the warrior spirit in me won't let me quit or back down. So we're going to do what we need to do to fix it. So with that all being said, I hope everyone is doing well, and as always, rev her up, dump the clutch, grab a gear, disappear. Peace.